If people saw this, they will think it's weird. Absolutely, they'll think it's weird. I'm going to post it in the community. And I'm the one leading the weirdness, right? You know what's weirder? It's fun. Maybe that's my rebel side. Um, but you know what I find really weird? Living by the conditioned rules that we learned at 5 and 8 and 12 years old. Living our adult life in the lane, in the program that these things we learned at 5 and 3 and 8 and 12 years old are telling us to do. That is weird. So my version of weird is like, that is crazy. Rajul, I think I've got Rajul. Judge, you did it in front of them and proud about that. Okay. Mic drop. That is freaking awesome, Gary. Yeah. It's crazy. It's weird to live by these conditions. What's weird, what's another part of amazing? We don't even know we have them. How many things are we doing in our lives or not doing in our lives because we've been avoiding any of these responses or belief systems says, no, no, you've got to do everything this way, live inside the box of this is what's safe. Because the rebel says we have to live this way because we're still fighting imaginary dad. We're still trying to get approval. Like, that's nonsense. That's the matrix that we don't even see. The matrix of a belief system that's kind of funneled us into a limited set of behaviors that we don't even see. These walls and perception and identity, automatic identity of like trying to do things to get approval. And how many times is this happening during the day that we're not aware of? When we really would rather be doing something else that we love more. But we've learned that that might be, people might respond with disapproval to that. Okay, so here's the game of the matrix, and it's as far away as a glass of water. Okay. Now, what automatic responses do you have in this matrix that are about how your kids respond to you or don't respond to you? If your kids don't do what you tell them to do, if someone doesn't take your advice, how many program stories and emotional reaction do you have about how your body looks? How many program stories happen about money? How much of what you wear or dress and how your hair looks, it goes into how you make yourself up before you go out of the house? How much thought and energy goes into sculpting effort, what other people might think of you? These are program beliefs. You know, you say, like, this is messed up. I'm editing. What is messed up? What are the program stories in your life that you have the big reactions, emotions about? What's the program's beliefs behind it? What's the identities that are structured underneath that? So Joe's asking, so to become aware of more of these, what's the strategy? Meditate, observe the thoughts more. Okay. You notice today we're getting down to not just the thoughts, because it's like what you think about the saliva isn't enough. What you notice as the emotions isn't enough. What is the core of that energy of reaction of disgust or approval getting? Noticing the identity. Who is the girl that feels wrong and defective? Who's the girl that compensates by trying to get approval from other people? Like now we're a level deeper. And now the belief of, why does this girl feel wrong? Why does that mean defective? And why should she still feel that years later when she's no longer being told that, and that was told to a little girl and not to her today, but she feels it now? And why is doing this, doing what other people want her to do, approval? Those are the underlying beliefs that you get to question. Like, here's two programs, two personas we embody, and let's step back and look at them. And then we start to see the underlying structure of why each version of ourselves does what it does automatically. But now we look at it with conscious awareness and kind of go, now we're in a point of choice. We're in our cognitive executive function brain. We're a little, because we wrote out the emotion, we're a little more detached at it because we took the time to slow everything down and got past the emotion, got to the identity. And when there's the rebel, and that's all she feels, and that's what she's doing, and that's related to her dad, that she's still living out automatically in other places. Like, I can sit back, and because I can sit back and see with awareness, oh, here are my characters, here's their strategies, here's their emotions, here's how they react or compensate for this situation. Do I want to continue to do that? This is what I call having conscious choice. You have to step back from these subpersonalities and say, do I want to do that? But notice that we've slowed it way down and taken this momentary like reaction. We've taken about 40 minutes here to kind of like, oh, what are all the layers behind this? This is what I have people do in the self-mastery course, like slow it down and learn each step very clearly so you can do it on your own. And then where else are we doing this in our life? Where are the reactions happening? Where are the behaviors happening? Where do we want to make the change? What's the persona, identity, character of ourselves that lives that way? And can we put a lens on it with enough awareness to be separate from it instead of saying, I feel wrong, to go, oh, it's the little girl inside me. And I'm not the little girl, and so I don't have to react the way she does, and I don't have to go for approval the way that she compensated with either. This is the awareness level of seeing the mind, the characters of the mind, the ego layers. I call this kind of the false I and me versions, characters that we are disidentifying from, that allows you to be free of this ego matrix. That in large part is around us, that we feel is happening to us, that we feel trapped by, but we don't know how to see it. So today I wanted to like flash on here, take a look. This is what it looks like. It looks like a little emotional reaction, but behind it is belief structures.